Bit of really right food. Bit of really right food. Huh, Al?
Why don't we find out?
Welcome back to another Mind episode podcast.
This type thing. We on the Zoom today, so it's gonna be kind of different, Ethan, I guess he's taking a step back. He wants us to do the introduction and shit today. So
Yeah, he wants us to do
Yeah. Let's see what y'all got, man. Show me, impress me.
Right. So I guess today we got a very interesting guest today, to say the least. A father, chef. Man, I promise you, man. I don't let us be neighbors, bro. I'm over there every single day trying to see smoker. Come on now, but anime enthusiast, NFL football player, Kahlil Mckenzie. How you doing today, my brother? It's good to have you on the show.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that's an intro right there. So I appreciate that. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Got my workouts in today. Been chilling. Son's at school. Wife's working a little bit. Beautiful day out here. It's starting to get warm down here in Texas, so it's nice. It's all good.
You're in Texas?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're currently in Texas.
I've always wanted to move to Texas.
Oh yeah, I try and get everybody out here. Like honestly, I'm like, excuse me, if you're trying to save money, if you're trying to build something, if you just looking for opportunities, like Texas has everything that all like the big cities and states have. And on top of it, they got space and everybody leaves you alone. And that's my favorite part. It's cool. Like I thought, you hear all the stereotypes about Texas and all that type of stuff. Ain't none of that. I'm trying to tell you, people is cool out here. Like people is real life cool. Like I dealt with more stuff when I was, in college than I didn't seen out here. You know what I'm saying? And like even growing up in Wisconsin. So I was like, out here, people is cool. They let you do your thing and they do their thing. They do not bother you at all.
I like the sound of that. I always wanted to build on to a crib or some shit like that. That definitely sounds like a move, especially.
You're like the first person that's in Texas that's encouraging me to go to Texas.
Yeah. Like
most people's like, nah, you shouldn't go to Texas. Nah,
that's because they're not trying to be like Nashville. They don't want it to turn into Nashville. Everybody started we all trying to get up out of here.
If you're talking to somebody who like is from Texas, they're gonna tell you don't come here because they're tired of it. They are so tired of it. They cannot stand, like literally you drive around and you see stickers on people's cars and it'll say born here, lives here. Like that's a big thing here. Like if you're like a true Texan, like because I'm telling you, like when we moved here, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was some crazy amount of people moving to this area, just the Dallas-Fort Worth area from California alone. Like, and that was per month. And I want to say it was like 2,500 people moving to the area per month, but it's ridiculous amount of numbers of people moving here from like out of state. And they don't want it to be like Nashville. They really don't, because it is what it is. This is a Republican state, all that type of stuff. Dallas, Austin, Houston, all them counties are blue. And those are the big cities. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So like, they're like, yeah, you can come down here if you want to, but it's still Texas. So they want everybody to, kind of get in on how they do things down here. But it's cool. It's like I said, it's cheap. There's something for everybody. There's like opportunities for everybody, no matter what you into. Like it's literally just like California or something like that. It's just like California or something like that. Like it's you got everything. You've got, you never know who you might see, all that type of stuff, whatever. If like, you crave that in a big city or things like that. Like there's only thing I'll say is if you, from what I've heard, you go down to Galveston or the beaches and stuff, like they ain't that nice, but like that's about it. But like
we
stay
away from the water.
Oh yeah, I stay away from the water.
Stay away from the water.
Is it a sports state? Like, do they really be running? I mean, okay, so let me ask this: is it more of a basketball or a football state?
Oh, it's a football state.
Okay. Just gotta verify. Make sure it's not like just Netflix on TV kind of thing.
Nah, it's for real. Like it is for real, for real. Like They are so serious about that. I can't wait until like I'm able to just like sit back and just like go to high school games around here and stuff like that. Sons, that age and everything. I was like, I don't know if I want to play football yet, but even if he does want to, shoot, we're gonna be at them games because them things look like they get cracking.
Because my old football coach, he's from Mesquite, Texas. And
yeah.
He coached for the Mesquite Skeeters. I said, yeah, y'all must have been trash. It's like, ain't no way.
I was about to say that's a name right there. That is a name. But Mesquite, see, that's the thing. Mesquite got some of like I got a couple teammates in Baltimore right now who from Mesquite. So I got a teammate from a city right next to me, McKinney, all this type of stuff. Like it's this whole area, like it's crazy, especially with football. And then like you go, there's a city north of here, it's called Prosper. And like Jerry Jones built a lot of the land there and everything. He wanted it to be like, a next big city type thing. It's pretty far away. And like it's crazy expensive to live out there. But like, shoot, you go out there, every baseball player and they mama out there. You know what I'm saying? Like every single one. It's like they all out there. You got what's it called? You got of course, other athletes and this business people, all that type, but like the properties is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like the thing about Dallas. It's like you'll see stuff that you would see in like this person, like the Lincoln Riley, the house he just got in LA. Man, you'll see something like that in the middle of a neighborhood out here in Texas. Like it's just like, man, like people just be building crazy stuff. Like there's a farm. It's like that's another thing. Like people don't be wanting to sell their farmlands because like they just turned into my neighborhood and things like that I'm in and stuff. So there's like this one dude, he got a whole bunch of Texas Longhorns and stuff, and you could see it. They building a whole big old mansion on the property. I'm like, he ain't going nowhere. This is just gonna be a farm. He not leaving.
Yeah, you making me feel like we ain't seen shit out here.
Man.
Right.
Because we be going through goddamn Brentwood thinking them houses fat as hell. You talking about they niggas just be building backyard houses that look like that.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy. Like you see neighborhoods go up in like 3-4 months. Like they're building a neighborhood right down the road. When I'm telling you, I left last season, nothing was there. I came back bye week. They had started to do a little bit of stuff. Come back after the season, and walls are up. A whole bunch of houses are done. All this type of stuff. And now it looks like they about 1-2 months away from it's over with.
It's about to be this first U-Haul truck over there.
And I'm trying to tell you, and that's the crazy thing too. Like I be telling cats, excuse me, because it's not like I ain't out here, I don't be bragging or nothing, but I'm like, bro, my crib, I don't make, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you looking at my neighbors and stuff, they all for sure make more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been Peep Squad dude, all that, everything like that, but I've been smart with my money and everything. But shoot, if I can live like this down here for what we paid, yes, sir. I'll take it every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Feel that.
So we're gonna start with a little this or that game. Either basically choose this or that. You can participate, Ethan. Will, if you want to participate.
Yeah, I'll definitely jump in. I think I got a couple of so that's
yeah.
Guy.
So we ready?
Yeah,
so
I'm ready.
Attack on Titan or Naruto?
Oof, we just gonna start it. Oh man, I got both of them tatted on my body. That's crazy.
Oh,
really?
Which one came first? That's got to be the answer then.
It is the answer. It is the answer. It's so tough for me to even say this.
Can't commit.
Man, it's Naruto. That's what I grew up on. That's what, that's life for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's it right there. I got that tattoo, when I was in Tennessee. It was one of the last tattoos I got in Knoxville. But yeah, I got the Attack on Titan too, and it was right afterwards too. So it wasn't like it was too long afterwards. So
put me on Attack on Titans too. That shit is hard. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Attack on Titan might be my. I mean, I got to just say it's my second favorite anime, but it's that show, man. Especially how it's going right now. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. After season 2, Reiner and Bertolt, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read the manga. Y'all not gonna get me again. And I read the manga ASAP. I was like, I gotta know what's gonna happen. I was like, I'll watch it.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, bro. Like, and that's the crazy thing. Like, I was talking to one of my boys who ended up reading the manga too, and he was like, man, like watching this last season animated made the manga so much better. Like, it's just like when you read it, it's not like the same emotion, all that type of stuff, when you just like watching it and really like feel that. And I was like, yeah, like this last season finna get cracking, in the second year. So
definitely finna turn. Let's see.
Man, that was a hard question. That's how we starting it. God,
yeah, I got one too. Let's see. Coco Melon or Paw Patrol?
Ooh, so we ain't started Paw Patrol yet. So I mean that one's slightly easier. So Coco Melon wins that one because I call Coco Melon crack.
Yeah, I was gonna say Coco Melon, and Coco Melon be teaching them too.
Yeah, like you turn on that Coco Melon, baby, just locked in.
I got one.
Watching TV.
They just hear like the little intro, and you can just see a head turn quicker than that. They'd be like, "Word? Oh, okay. That's what type of time we on? Okay,
exactly.
Yeah. They don't play about that Coco Melon.
What about Coco Melon or Bubble Guppies? Are we there yet?
I don't know that one. No, not there.
We put. Don't show it to him. Don't show it to him. Just leave it.
The only show I know,
Melon, baby.
For my son, the only show he likes better than Coco Melon is Thomas the Train.
See, and my son, his favorite thing right now is Elmo's World.
Really?
On that Elmo's World, and he dancing, clapping, like
yeah.
Like the best part about Elmo. Well, the best part about Elmo is like he won't just sit there and watch it. It like makes him want to go do stuff. So like Coco Melon is really when like he's just like, oh, we need you to sit down for a second. Yeah, like you doing too much. Like,
it's like mesmerizing. Coco Melon mesmerizes them.
Literally.
So you do agree Coco Melon is crack? Like,
oh no, 100%. Coco Melon has cocaine in it.
Like we be watching our nieces, bro. Like it'd be like dun, 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 and then everybody's running in here, and I'm like,
that's why I said they heads just snap, bro. They be ready to tell you.
I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there's no way. Like they figured out something. They know something. Like I don't know what it is, but they know it. And whoever made Coco Melon said, yeah, we finna make some money.
And they got these kids singing like they can talk too. So they doing something. So next question. Medium well or well done?
Rare.
I knew I should have took it down. I knew it.
Rare plus, as bloody as possible.
Okay, why? Because I just got it with medium, and that's like a push. You know what I'm saying? It's like medium rare.
See, and here's why. Because I say this with my wife too, because she's about that medium. She'll do the medium rare, but like if it's too much, like because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's usually just like the visual too. But medium rare, like you should not eat a steak. If like you're gonna eat steak, you should not eat it past medium rare. It like you're just eating overcooked beef at that point. Like once you get it past that like 115, like there's nothing in it that's gonna hurt you at all. And then on top of that, like a lot of that stuff is in the preparation. Like if you're getting your stuff from somewhere good, if you're doing the right things to it, like as soon as it hits the grill, anything that was on it is getting burned off. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's just it's your enjoyment level. Like what do you actually enjoy? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you like a flavorful, like a juicy steak, like all that type of stuff? Like if you like that, then you should not go past medium rare. Like once you get past, if nobody told us that red stuff was blood and we just said that it was hemoglobin and it's like the just juiciness of the meat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would have ever cared. Nobody would ever care. Nobody would ever care. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's, you know.
So it's not blood, right?
No, it's not blood.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, it's not blood. It's just, you know.
Nah, it's not blood. Like, that's.
So are you the type of person that goes to the steakhouse and is like rare and like blue if you have it?
I won't say blue if you have it.
Okay,
only because, and my thing with restaurants, yeah. See, my thing, it's like I just told you, like it's all about the preparation and stuff like that. Like I was literally just in Vegas, and like I asked for like a medium rare, and like they brought me out like rare plus, and I was like, I will eat this, but I don't know who cooked this. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see you do it, all this type of stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to have a bad time in Vegas and be over a toilet or anything like that. So I'm like, go ahead and send this one back. Let's get this, cooked a little bit more. Still had it medium rare. It was still red on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. But like, I was like, nah, I'm not going to risk it just because. You said what?
It's kind of like you would rather a cook actually mean to do that, actually mean to make a medium plus than accidentally do that.
Exactly. I'm not trying to just, take your word for it that you did everything possible to make sure that this was, the safest, most well cooked, because it's a lot of it is in the cook. It's not just about like the preparation and all that. Like if you don't cook it all the way right, you know what I'm saying? If you rush something or this, that, and the other, like you're cheating the process. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta do the whole thing if you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess this kind of helps my next question. Smoking or grilling?
There ain't nothing like some smoked meat. There's nothing like it. Because I mean, grilling to me is if I need something fast, you know what I'm saying? Like even like steaks, like because I reverse sear my steaks, which means I basically smoke them first and then grill them. So I put it in like my grills for, I don't know, anywhere from like 30, 45 minutes, depends on how long it just takes. Every steak is different, but get it up to temperature and then take it out, let it rest for a second, and then sear it over a cast iron or a girdle, anything like that, to just like lock in that flavor. And man, that's once you do it one time, it's the best way you'll ever eat a steak. I promise. I promise. But it's like, but like grilling is like, because I used to do that all the time in Knoxville in college and stuff. Like I'd just be out on the grill, like be out at the pool and stuff, just cooking up burgers and stuff. I'm over here spraying lighter fluid on stuff. Everybody's like, this tastes like lighter fluid, but it's good. And I'm like, shoot. I was like, I know it because that fire was about to go out. You know what I'm saying? You did you want food or not? You know what I'm saying? So like, and like that's all it was then. But now it's like, grilling is cool for like, when we just want like we want to eat tacos on Taco Tuesday. I'm just, all right, cool. I'm gonna chop up some meat or whatever, throw it in a little pan or throw it on the grill real quick, get it done fast and all that type of stuff. Like I'm not saying it ain't good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's usually, that stuff be good, but like, I love the attention to detail you got to have when you smoking anything, like, and that's why I love it too. Cause like I got vertical smoker, I got a stick burner. So like the old school version. And I got my Traeger. You know what I'm saying? And I got my Traegers. I got my electric smokers. Cause like, people always be trying to hit me up. Oh, that's only looks so good because you smoked it on a smoker. On a Traeger and you didn't have to do anything or tend to fire, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, come over and I will smoke something on my stick burner solely for you. Because guess what? I'm not tending a fire just for no reason. If I have a grill that's going to do this for me, I'm going to use that. Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But if you need me to prove a point, I'll prove it to you. Like, but it's just like,
they just hate.
Yeah, I know. But it just be funny to me every time. Cause I'm just like, bro, I go on your page and I look at your food and it looks terrible. So clearly you need to figure it out. You know, you using them old school methods, they ain't working, you know. So I'm like, that's would be funny to me, but that's why I like smoking over grilling. It's just that attention to detail is fun.
I could, bro, because I swear every time this Ethan, I promise you, every time this man posts his food, I'm like, when is the food truck coming? When is the food truck coming? Like, he be thinking I'm joking, but I'm like, bro, I will actually like fly to where you at. Get some of this food that you gonna bless this world with, because like I ain't never seen no Wagyu meat like this big before. Like, this nigga, you be doing some crazy stuff, bro. Like, when he catch him in the off season when he cooking. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, you got to, man. I mean, it's something. It's funny because I didn't cook anything until I went to college. Because when I was a kid, I burned my finger on the oven, and I was afraid of cooking for like then on. Like, I straight up did not cook. Like, my brother, it's still like the funniest thing. He's like, it's so funny to me that you be cooking and you can cook so good now, when I cooked every single meal that we had to eat when we was kids because we was afraid of the oven. And I'm like, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're 100% right. And then I went to college and had to cook for myself and kind of got over it. And then, you know, start figuring out things that taste good, because in college, when you go to Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Even, hey, them Scally checks, you know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, I got to look at what I'm finna buy. And I better cook it right, or else I'm eating, you know, Wendy's 4 for 4s for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a pressed quarter salad.
Dude, I had a 4 for 4 the other day.
What? Hey, that 4 for 4 still do right. That 4 for 4 will always do right.
Man.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just like, you had to start, you know, really paying attention to what you were doing. One, because, you know, playing football and stuff, had to make sure I was putting the right things in. And then two, just making sure I was eating something that I actually wanted to eat. You know what I mean? So started to really kind of like it and all that type of stuff. And then once we moved over there to Knox Ridge and stuff, and we had the pool and the grills and stuff, we was like, shoot, might as well just start, you know, cooking and stuff. We'd be like, hey, we're gonna have cookouts and stuff, like, come through, chill, whatever.
You tell anybody you're doing something, you tell them that you're cooking and they don't show up, nah, they tripping. Everybody shows up when there's cooking going on.
Exactly.
I don't know if y'all have this in the this or that section, so I don't want to mess that up or anything. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite dish to cook?
You said what's my favorite what?
Your favorite dish to cook.
Ooh. I mean, I love to cook. Oh man. It's between brisket and steak. Mainly because brisket, like I said, like it's that
briskets be busting,
it's that attention to detail. It's that attention to detail. It's so, I mean, you can do 1,000 different things with brisket. You can make sandwiches, nachos, tacos, meal prep it, just slice it up, just have it, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could make burn ends, all that type of stuff. And it's just, I mean, every single one that I've ever cooked has all been different. Excuse me. Like that's why I literally like just abandon any type of like, oh, this is how I cook, like this time and this stuff, anything like that. Like, nah, I cook it. And I'm just like, I'm going to figure out how it's going, you know, when it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how this is going to go, because I did that one time. Had to turn a whole brisket into burn ends, because I was like, yeah, I ain't serving nobody this one. Like, this is going to hurt my reputation. So I turned the whole thing into burn ends. I was just like, yeah, this, you know, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But steak is just like, once I learned, like, you know, how to really do steak, and like I kind of just got good at it, like you can't beat it, because like then I just go to restaurants and I eat their steak and I'm like, yeah, you're not even touching mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what makes it cool too. It's just like, man, like I can do this and mine is way better than yours, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I love cooking steak. It's always like I guess that was more of an ego thing than anything. It's like, I can really do this. And, Bruce Chris, you ain't got nothing on me.
That shit make you not.
Hey, that's why he want that food truck. That's why he want the food truck. Gotta get it.
I hate going to steakhouses. Them hoes be trash. I ain't gonna
I
call out
work
some
at
places.
a steakhouse and
them hoes be trash.
Yeah, I will tell you this. We got one here in Texas that I will vouch for, and it's called Del Frisco's. Boy, Del Frisco's got it. They got it. Mm-hmm. I think they like a chain too. I think they're in
there's one down here. I've heard of it.
I don't want that one. I want
the one.
Yeah. I don't want that one.
The one that he's recommended.
That one.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, that one's serious. I like Del Frisco's. There's another one here that's supposed to be pretty good called like D Lincoln. There's a couple good steakhouse places that, guys that I respect their opinions because they wouldn't lie to me, hopefully. But like there's a couple good little spots down here. So, but they still not touching mine, That's the main thing.
So I got a question that will lead into a this or that, and I think it's a really good one. What was your most memorable or favorite NFL game you've played in so far?
Ooh, oh man, that's tough.
And then I'll go ahead and add it in. And then so the this or that is that game or moment versus what I would assume would be your biggest one at Tennessee when y'all beat Georgia with the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, that one 100%. That one's 100% the craziest. The only reason I was gonna say the what was it when we beat Florida at home to end the curse, like that one was crazy only because like the entire night was ridiculous. I seen people trying to flip over.
And let me say this on the record. Fuck Florida. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, 100%. My son has a shirt that says, I have a Florida in my diaper. So, it's great.
Word,
it's
I feel
great.
that.
Yeah. It's great. But like, that game was just crazy. Saw people trying to flip people's cars over and stuff. Like it was wild. But 100% that Georgia game was the craziest. But biggest league game, I'm gonna be honest, we lost this game, but we lost both of these games, but both of them I gotta put up there. Craziest, either Kansas City when we played LA in LA on, I think it was either Sunday night or Monday Night Football, my rookie year. Man, when I'm telling you that game was so good. Like that game was so good. I thought I was watching the Super Bowl right then. I was like, I was telling you, I'm like, we going to the Super Bowl. JK was on the other team. My boy John Kelly, like he was on LA. I'm over there in Kansas City. I'm like, he was my roommate in college and stuff. I'm over here like, bro, we going to the Super Bowl. We got to, both of us, because this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He actually did go. I didn't. It's okay. I'm Tom Brady. Because come back for more.
Unfinished business.
It ain't like he's already got he's got 2 Super Bowls in my era. That's ridiculous. I watched you win all those Super Bowls as a kid, and you've won 2 since I've gotten to the league. And he's like, that's ridiculous.
It's not enough.
Yeah, I'm
It's not enough.
The fucked up part is like he decided to come back while he's with his family. Like what his wife or his kids say to him to make like, fuck this, I'm gonna go back and play some football.
And it came out the same day they showed that video with Cristiano Ronaldo where he was like, are you really done? And you just see him go.
That's what I'm saying. He was I don't know. I just think he really like is a football nut. He can't not go out on top. I really don't think he can't not go out on top, man. That's unfortunate because he's still in the NFC, and they got all them quarterbacks now in that NFC. So that's a crazy division to get out of.
NFC is crazy right now for sure. That's cool. I'm glad.
But it's between that game and honestly, there's 2 other games too, because when they beat us, when I was in Kansas City, when they came down for the AFC Championship game, and they beat us, man, that game was crazy too, because I was like, man, if Pat just gets the ball, we're going to win this game. And Tom Brady was like, I'm not going to let it happen. and just watching him like actually perform was one of the craziest things ever, because you're like, man, he's for real. Like when you watch it in person, you're like, because on TV, all that stuff, like I be telling myself all the time, like, man, it's fake. There's no way. There's no way. But then when you watch it in person, the cat's out there, what's going on. You watching the game, you're like, dang, there's no way. There's no way he that good. So it's either that one. I'm trying to tell you, you really be sick. You really be sick out there. Like Russell Wilson threw a pass my rookie year, and when I'm telling you, I think it was to Doug Baldwin or Lockett. Well, I'm talking about the most perfect pass I ever seen. My boy Charvarius Ward, who just got paid, and deservingly so, had the most perfect coverage I ever seen in my life. Like, it's the craziest picture ever. This man had perfect coverage. Somehow, this man rushed through the ball in the only play. Like, this man, Baldwin or Lockett, caught it like on his fingertips. I'm just like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? This cat's really out here doing this? I was like, okay, I got to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? Like, these cats are for real. Like, I'm just like, that's like the craziest thing about it. But I mean, it's a long ass answer to answer your question.
The question is, do they top any of the Tennessee games?
No,
I don't think that.
I don't think so.
That last like 5 minutes of that game, like you couldn't write anything like that. Like that was ridiculous. I mean, they score, we score, they score. I mean, then we score a Hail Mary. I mean, Georgia.
I had a diehard friend of mine. He's a diehard Georgia fan. And I was watching it in his apartment. And when they scored,
kicked you out.
My hand. No, we couldn't even watch it in the same room. We couldn't watch it in the same room. He was in a different room. So I literally just put my hand on the side, and I was just so sad, bro. I didn't move until we got that. All I hear is him running in the background. Get the fuck out of my apartment with that Tennessee shit. fuck UT. Fuck all that. Get your ass out. I didn't move until then. And boy, he was so sick when we got that touchdown. I went crazy. Bro. I was like, fuck who? Fuck who? Yeah, get the fuck out of here with this. We're going crazy.
Bro, that game
when I'm telling you,
shockwaves through the world.
You said what?
I said that game sent shockwaves through the world.
Bro, when I'm telling you, you could have heard a pin drop in there. And our fans were screaming. And we were right there next to him. When I'm telling you, it was I literally could not hear anything. I was like, it's no way. And I was like, damn. What? I was like, it's no way. And Jawan was the one who caught it. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. I was like, this is real life crazy.
Fun fact, y'all broke my floor that game.
Don't put that on them.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, wait, when we got back to Knoxville, I was like, no.
Yeah, we had a party and my floor broke. I was like, if y'all win this game, I'm gonna throw a party. And y'all actually won that game. I was sick.
That floor sounds like it deserved it.
Yeah. That floor definitely deserved it.
Shout out to my nigga, what's his name, DJ AWOL, and I beat John Doe. John Doe, there you go.
Yeah, that boy John Doe. On me. I know they was hitting that paper chase going crazy. Man, I still laugh at that. I'll be like, man, that paper chase, all that was funny. That's why I'll be telling cats a lot of the times in the league, because we have rookies or new guys, they'll be like, tell a story, do this, do that. Just tell us a story about yourself. And I'll tell, some stories about Tennessee stuff, mild stuff. Or sometimes not so mild. And they be like, bro, what? I'm just like, bro, I'm telling you, whoever. Oh, I thought my camera went out. I was about to say, oh man. But whoever pays the most top dollar for somebody who was there for a good amount of time from 2013 to 2019, any of that range of time, CBS, NBC, Fox, or somebody, they pay and Netflix, they pay the right amount. Somebody gonna have the story of a lifetime. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm spilling the beans. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, I'm like, and my thing is I tell people all the time, because people be asking me questions about this, that, and the other. I'm like, man, I had a great time in Tennessee. I made friends for life. I'm looking at cats playing and stuff. I'm like, bro, people was like, Alvin Kamara, well, how is he so great? All this. I'm like, bro, I seen that the first day of practice. Yeah. First day of practice. You know what I'm saying? Heard all that. Dobbs, everybody. JK, like, it was top down. Like, I was like, dudes like Juwan and stuff, like, he was redshirted, and then him and JK was just running down on, like, kickoff and stuff. That's how they became dogs. They really just was going down on kickoff trying to kill people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we had so many great players. And, like, to see a lot of them still doing well, too, like, the name, I don't even if y'all don't know it, Alex Ellis, he was a tight end, walk-on, played a little bit at Tennessee, older cat, a little bit older than me, and he played like 6 some years in the league. So I'm like, bro, we had just guys everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't think people realize like how hard it is to like, one, get into the league, and two, stay. Yeah. And then like the amount of cats that we have in the league for how bad we were and how much bust and all that type of stuff. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, things didn't go our way.
They hate on y'all because of the fan base, man. Like, they hate that their fan base can't go as hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have one of the biggest fan bases that we don't take shit. And we don't care who you are. We don't care if you're Alabama. We don't care how many titles you win. We're going to talk our shit to you. And people don't like that. So then they want to take it out on the players when we have a lot of talent that comes through there. It shows.
Facts. And that was the thing when we were there. We were like, you know, we didn't really listen to too much because, you know, them involved fans, everybody else fans, everything. I was like, because we was the same. Like, shoot, I was talking crazy during recruiting and everything, like all that. And I believed it. I used to tell the one thing I used to tell people when they was like, what would you say about your time at Tennessee and all this type of stuff? I usually just say the same thing. I'm like, bro, I literally thought we were going to win the national championship. Like, I had no doubt in my mind we was winning the natty. I was like, honestly, the cats we got.
That was the vibe too. That was the vibe in that office, because I was actually on like the intern for the recruiting and shit. It was real deal. Like, Coach Walton, all of them was like, yeah, we gonna win. Like, we're definitely gonna win. Like, we're gonna win.
Promise. I promise.
I think we beat like Oklahoma or somebody, and then after that, it was like, yeah, we gonna get one of these. Like, yeah, we finna get one of these.
Yeah, and that's
in the day we do, man. Don't nobody want to see me because I ain't gonna let them hear the end of it. I'm gonna shed some tears and I'm gonna talk hella shit.
And that's my thing too. Like, and like a lot of people like thought like, you know, a lot of us like didn't like the university or like didn't want to be VFLs or all this type of stuff, blah blah whatever. I'm like, man, we love Tennessee. Like, half dudes I know have like Tennessee. Boy, JK got a Tennessee Power T on his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see it behind me. I done had a Tennessee Power T on every single car I've had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rep the balls now. So you know what I'm saying?
Y'all bleed orange till y'all die.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's crazy. I'm like, because it didn't matter how bad it got. It didn't matter whatever people were saying, anything like that. Like, but we had fun. I loved that school. I met cool people, everybody, all this type of stuff. Like, still talk to people and everything. Like, that was the thing. It was never none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never like, oh, I wish I was somewhere else, all this type of stuff. Like, sure, you wish you was in a better situation. You know what I'm saying? You wish you was winning. Like, bro, we play a game. I promise you, I'm a winner. I like to win and anything. So, like, of course we all wanted to win, but it was just like, it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Shoot,
I don't think people really understand how difficult it is to win any kind of championship, whether it's in like just mainly in football, whether it's college or pros. You've got to have so many things go right. You got to have the team put together well. You got to have good coaching. You got to stay healthy. And there's, you know, momentum that happens up and down in the season. Sometimes you got to have a little luck on your side to just get hot at the right time. People think it's just really simple and they want to always have something to blame. Yeah. But sometimes it's just not your year.
Bro, like, I mean, perfect example is the Rams. I mean, Matt Stafford has been this good for how long and ain't never even gotten close to no Super Bowl. Then he had Whitworth, the left tackle's year like 20-something or whatever.
And that was his last game.
Yeah, that was his last game. No Super Bowl, all this type of stuff. I mean, he playing tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had OBJ, all these dudes who's, you know, considered problem here or this or that, all these great players, whatever. But it's like, and they playing the Bengals. I was in Cincinnati. I was there when I don't even remember how many games we won because it wasn't a lot. And then they playing in the Super Bowl the very next year. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have no clue who's about to win. Nothing. If you would have told anybody before last NFL's football season started, the AFC Championship was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cincinnati Bengals at home, Kansas City would be up 24-3 at halftime and lose the game. Everybody, you could have bet whatever you wanted to on that bet. Every single person in America would have taken that bet. Every single person. And the bank would be laughing. They'd be laughing because they would have just cashed in on something crazy. People would have put their whole houses on it. They'd have sold their children. They'd have been like, whatever. Yeah, it's like,
I was going for the Bengals. I like the Bengals. My bad.
No, 100%. But like, it's just like that idea. Like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not taking a team that didn't win that many games the year before, and then a team with like what's considered the second coming at quarterback in their home, all that type of environment, 24-3, and they lose that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know when it is. Like, something I always respect about Russell Wilson, like, he used to always, like, brother's for real about his football. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Seattle, like, didn't matter what the score was, didn't matter the situation, whatever. He used to go up and down the sidelines. I've seen it done with less. And it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the game works. You've seen crazy stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like that thing ain't over until it's over. Yeah. You know, and even, you know, if it's looking like it's over before it's even over, then you just, you know, you gotta have some pride about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go out there and look crazy. Because, you know, the world is watching. And that's why it's just like, man, like, that's why the Rams, like, they had, you know, they performed, you know what I'm saying? And they performed and they had the right pieces in place and people made plays when they needed to, all that stuff. And, you know, that's all it comes down to. And I mean, I look at it, not even just football, like, excuse me, because like, I just, you know, my wife working and all that, I like to sit back and, you know, kind of look at what other people do. Like, all my friends hate me because, like, I ask them about their jobs and stuff and like what they do all the time. Because I tell people, I'm like, man, when you play a game for almost 25 years, I act like I played it as a newborn. I'm just like, man, like, you play a game for almost that long, like, life pretty much becomes a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the real world seems like this insanely fascinating place. You know what I'm saying? Like, just anything people, I don't care what you do. You could be an Uber driver. That's cool. What do you like? What goes into that? That's interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? All I do every day is I work out, I go to meetings, and I go play around in the grass. That's it. And that's all I'm gonna do. There's nothing. I watch some film. So I watch movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, there is nothing else in the game than that. Like, of course, there's recovery and all that type of stuff. But like, that's, you know, okay, massages, stretching. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like, it's not like real, like, super engaging things outside of, you know, learning plays, all that type of stuff. But that's just learning, you know, that's learning the rules of a game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love football. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I think I don't love it, but it's like, it's one of them things where it's like, it's not like a overly, I think we make it too hard or make it seem like, oh, we're this, we're that. Like, I'm like, yeah, we are. We're athletes. Like, trust me, there are a bunch of things I know for a fact, like, you know, people just can't do that we can do. I get that 100%. But like, for me to say, like, we're just these, you know, this is the pinnacle of like what things should be and all this type of stuff. Like, my sister's a teacher, and I'm like, you should be paid 1,000 times more than me, if I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? What you do makes sense. What I do is a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if we did not get paid, I would love to see like how many people really wanted to be players and all this type of stuff, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was just like a reasonable amount, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, the man $5 million just got 6 year, 120 million. He's old.
It'd probably be a lot more competitive because then you're just more so playing for the love of the game.
Exactly. I'm like, this man Vaughn got all that money, and I thought he was going to retire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, 4 years on his contract. I'm like, damn, nigga.
Yeah, I'm like, you just want to keep on playing. I'm like, but I would keep playing too. If somebody gonna pay me $120 million, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's the crazy thing to me. I'm just like, man, like don't get me wrong, I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like I'm not mad at it at all. But it's like there's so many things out there that are of real substance that I think like we lack the appreciation for. In our culture and society, everything, you know, there's so many things that just, you know, get done and are being done that, in my opinion, matter more, you know, and we put too much emphasis on, you know, the athlete, the celebrity, the singer, all this type of stuff like that. Every one of them, because I've met every last one of those things, they just do it because they like doing it. It's not like they needed some, you know, yes, we have skills and all that. Like it's not like we're not doing anything that's really like adding real substance. I get it. There's kids out there, there's parents, all this stuff who write me, DM me, all this type of stuff where it's like, hey, thank you for this message, thank you for what you do, or all this type of stuff, friends or anything like that. I get all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not out here firefighting, saving people's lives, you know, patrolling the streets, you know, stopping crime and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure that our computers are safe and building furniture, building houses, all this type of stuff. Like that's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
you just representing the state's football team.
Yeah, you feel me? Like I'm just representing. I'm out here playing the game. You know, I'm running around with my friends playing a game. You know.
So, what age did you actually start playing football?
Oh man, I think I started at because I played flag football before. I know it was 8. Yeah, that flag football was it. I ain't gonna lie.
From the dips.
Like that flag football was when football was real life fun because you was out there just sprinting. But I think my first year playing tackle football, I was 8. Okay. I was 8 years old out there hitting folks. And the crazy thing was I was playing Pop Warner and like I was past the weight limit, all this type of stuff, but like I was gonna play football. So like I was over there, my dad worked for the Packers and stuff. And like I'd be getting in the hot tub, I'd be trying to lose weight before the games and stuff. Like, bro, I was crazy. And like people was like, what in the world? Like, what's wrong with you? All this. I was like, bro, like, what did you think? My parents wasn't gonna tell me no. I was like, I was doing it. I was gonna play that football, man. Like I was trying to play because I was big old dude. I was running back, all this stuff. Like you look at, I was having fun. I was running over kids. I was because I used to. My sisters both played soccer, and they was really good at it. And like that's why I like love soccer because like I grew up just going to their soccer games like pretty much my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like they were in tournaments every weekend all year long. So like that was just part of my life. So I grew a love for soccer. And I had to stop playing soccer because, they wouldn't let me play goalie, even though I was as tall as the goal. But what's it called? I touch a kid and they fall over. Red card. Kahlil's out the game. I'm like, come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I was just tired of it.
Weightism.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm just tired of this, man. Like, I think I stopped playing soccer completely when I was like 11 or something like that. Like, because I was just like, man, I can't keep doing this. I was just like, I'm not gonna continue just letting y'all just kick me out the game for no reason. Like, I'm really good. Like, let me play.
So you actually answered the next like a little follow-up question. Was you
hold on before you get to that, because I do kind of got to get out of here. I got to get back to work. But they know I wanted to be a part of this episode, man. I'm a diehard Vols fan, man. So getting a ball that's made it to the league, man, I love to see that, man. I always love my players do well. But I do got to get out of here. I got to get back to working, man. It's a busy day out here for Amazon. So, but I know that I know y'all gonna continue. I know y'all got plenty more. Definitely know they'll be able to still get you some more questions. But I wanted to say I do appreciate you coming on, man. Before I get out of here.
No doubt, bro.
And hopefully, hey, maybe when you're in Nashville, we can link up, get something done. We get a feel for how good that cooking is.
I'm all about that. My boy Lacey's out there, so I have my dog right there. So yeah, without a doubt.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be out there in Nashville.
All right, well, that sounds good. You will. I know y'all got this. I'll talk with y'all soon. And again, appreciate you coming on, man. Y'all have a good one. Be safe out there for the rest of the day.
All right,
no doubt.
All right, y'all.
Keep God in your life.
Good.
He said, "Keep God in your life."
But what was the follow-up question I had was, I guess you were more self-motivated to play the sport yourself, and not like your parents being like, "Hey, I need you to get your big ass out the house." You know what I mean? Like, I mean that's like actually a first hearing that from my kind of people that I know that became athletes at the bigger stage. Usually like their parents are more influential on them. Hey, no, you need to get your ass out here play. Like I ain't never really heard no stories of a child being like, I want to play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that was the interesting thing with me and my brother. Like our family is just so competitive by nature. You know what I'm saying? Like even my cousins, everybody. And it's not like, bad competition. We just like to compete with each other at everything. Like it's not even nothing crazy. Like we play, I don't know if you ever heard of categories, a little card game. You have it's a great game if you ever want it.
Categories.
Yeah.
That's not like
my grandma used to, she lived in Chicago. She used to have it, man. Every time we come over, she pulled that categories out. She's like, it's time to play. It's time to, let's see if y'all can beat me. And you didn't never beat her, bro. I'm trying to tell you, she knew everything. Because what it basically is, it's like a list. It's like a bunch of different categories, and you roll a dice that has letters on it, and you have to find answers for every single question on there in a time. And there's I think 12 or 16, I can't remember. So you get a point for each question you get, but you have to have something that everybody else isn't gonna say. Because say it says boy's name and it's K, and you're in a room sitting with a Kahlil. You know what I'm saying? So then somebody's like, should I put Kahlil? Will everybody think that everyone's gonna put Kahlil? So I should put it and get that point, or just think of something else. You know what I'm saying? Or you put Kyle, and then everybody's like the basic names, you got to run that risk of, is somebody else going to say that?
Oh, so you're writing down the words.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to have to get
it's
that.
Kind of like Pictionary, but.
Yeah. And it's big in black, in black people, you know what I'm saying? It's like our card, it's like our board game, but you can go online now. They got custom ones. You can do my family, we used to do them on Zoom with each other. And we would put it up, my sister would share the screen, they have famous black authors, new age, this, that, and the other, I don't know, modern art people, all this, it's for real. Categories is that game. You want to just have people over, get some drinks, have a good time, play a little board game that's actually going to be fun. Play categories, and you can team it up and all that type of stuff and everything. It's because me and my wife would do that. We just team up and play together. It's a fun game, bro. It's a lot of fun.
You have to get this shit now.
Oh yeah, it's for real. But no, yeah, we was just competitive, things like that. We just wanted to compete against each other in anything. Excuse me. So for me and my brother, growing up, we were man. Both my dad and uncle made it to the NFL. My uncle won Super Bowls, played forever. My dad's, scouting. Well, he scouted that time in the league and all this stuff. We get to be around all these football people all the time and everything. back then it's not like we was on social media, it's not like there was TikToks and all that type of stuff to show us anything different in the world. Like that was our world, you know what I'm saying? So like for us, we was like, man, I am going to the NFL, all this type of stuff, everything. Like my brother, he'll be all right with me saying this, but like we was literally just having a real conversation because he didn't get invited to the combine. And he was just like, kind of just mad about it. And I was like, man, like you played in 2 all-star games, played great. And you're a senior, you know what I'm saying? The combine's for young guys. That's why they invite a bunch of young guys. It's, I came out early. So like, I was one of the people who went to the combine, but like there was dudes in my position who I legitimately thought, I was like, hey, if we just going off the strength of film, like this dude, I mean, I'm just now getting on the field, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could have been on the field, but like this dude, been playing for like 3-4 years. How he ain't getting no combine invite, and I did. That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real, but and I was telling him, I'm like, if they invited you, they doing you a disservice. That means what you showed isn't good enough. We need to see you in person. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And I was like, and I'm like, I know, because we had talked about it as kids, it was like going to college, going to the pros, going to the combine, getting drafted, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like doing everything. So it's like, and that was what we always talked about. So it was like one of those type of situations where it was like, yeah, like we had to like take that step back where you kind of realize like, dang, like I kind of did limit myself. Like as a kid, like thinking like this was the only thing that like really, I wanted to do. Like I said, like I did not cook my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like that was not something I was finna even try and do. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that like I really do now. I was not doing it as a kid. You know what I'm saying? It was all about football. It was all about, baseball at the time. Like that was it. That was it for me. Like I didn't need nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like in everything. But it's like when you take that step back, you kind of look at it and you're like, oh, okay. Like life does have a lot to offer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it don't got to be like kind of narrow-minded or anything like that. Oh, not narrow-minded, but like narrow path. You know what I mean? Like there are plenty of different things that you can get into.
Very true. Very true.
So I just heard you say something about baseball. Did that last as long as football did, or you just kind of pushed that off?
So baseball, when I played Babe Ruth, my team actually went 0-16. It was 0-something. I don't know if it was 16. I'm pretty sure it was 16. We got 10-run ruled every single game. And my entire baseball career, I played on, in Green Bay, we have a west side of Green Bay and an east side of Green Bay. I played on the west side. I played on the east side and lived on the west side my entire life until I got to Babe Ruth, because then you were going into high school and stuff. You had to play where you lived. Man, I played on my west side team and we was getting killed by all my boys from the east side that I played with and everything. I'm like, there's no way I'm going through this right now. Like, I can't continue to let this keep happening. So I was like, only time my dad has ever been mad at me in sports is I quit and I didn't tell him I was going to. I went to the game and I quit. I said, I quit. I'm done. Like, I'm going to focus on football. And my mom was confused because like she was still right there and I had my bag. So I was like, I just quit. She's like, what? I was like, yep. And I'm not going back over there. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I can't do it no more. And I was the only time he's like, we just don't quit on things. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't. That was my competitiveness. That's how bad it really was. Like, I was like, and I love baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wish I stayed with it. And I was, I ain't gonna toot my own horn or nothing, but I think my batting average that year was like 8-something. I'm not the God's honest truth. I would get hits and sit on base until I had 3 outs. And just sit there and watch us get 10-run ruled every single game.
Why couldn't they trade you? Like, it's not.
So, well, it was like I said, like you could only play in the areas like you were, you lived. And league. I mean, what the problem was, the east side of Green Bay, like our team, like I got 3 dudes from my team that's in the minors, my brother's team. But them boys almost went to the real Little League World Series, not the one that's on TV, the Cal Ripken one, and that's the real ball players. Like they almost went to that twice. They got beat out. Well, they went 1 year and they got bounced in the first round, but 2 years, like they really should have like went far in it. Them boys was cold. And they got, I'm telling you, I think they got like 6 kids right now from that team in college playing baseball. And 1 kid's playing football at Wisconsin.
Little League baseball is so competitive. It's like, it's almost, well, it is above football, honestly, Little League.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Because we was playing in tournaments like, and it's funny because like that's why like it hurt me so much, like going to the other side and like just not, it wasn't that like I had my friends on some of my teams on my team when I played on the West Side that like I had known my whole life and stuff, but like baseball just wasn't big, over there. Like we were better at football. We beat the East Side of the city in football, you know what I'm saying? Like all that type of stuff, but like this baseball wasn't really our thing, and it was kind of spread thin of good players. Once we got to high school, we were pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But like when you were playing just the league stuff, it wasn't as good. But on that East Side, man, them boys was balling, you know what I mean? And like we was really cold, and I was the one who made up the team name for our all-star team. We had the Green Bay Sluggers. They still to this day, same name. Let me not say that. I don't know what the team is, if they still going, but when I left, I know that they were still the Sluggers for a long time after that. So, everything like that. But like that was our team name, GB Sluggers, man. We show up to your tournament, them Nevada boys, California boys, they didn't know what hit them. They didn't know what was it. Like where is Green Bay? Is these the Packers? Because we was green and yellow too. We was like, we ain't go try and
intimidating.
Yeah.
Green and yellow in baseball is a little bit intimidating, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, my brother, if I'm being real, I mean, that's a Major League Baseball player still playing football. That boy was cold. That boy was cold. I'm talking about, he probably had like he gonna kill me. He probably had like maybe a 300 batting average, but it was all home runs. That boy he was hitting a home run or he was striking out.
Okay.
But when he was hitting them, that boy would launch baseballs. I was just like, this is crazy. And he would always hit it. You said what?
Telling him to keep his eyes on the ball.
No, yeah. And that was the thing, like, and he was playing, like, because them boys was really throwing curves and all that stuff. Because like I said, like, they played in real tournaments. Like, we was good, but like, we was, for the most part, staying local. Them boys was down in Kentucky. Like, they was really down there playing real baseball. They was playing some cats. Like, we played this one team from Kentucky, man. It was they actually had to play this team 2 years in a row. The second year is when they beat them and went to the tournament and ended up still getting beat out. But still, like, this team, man, when I'm telling you, this is the most ridiculous game I've ever seen, like, played. I think I still have a picture on my Facebook, of like one of my brother's players, like, robbing a home run. And I was just like, this is crazy. Because I was like they team, like they like cheerleader, but like I was out there. Really, what I was talking shit to the other team because I was still a kid. So like I was young enough to where like the other team's parents couldn't get too mad, but they was like, he's literally like, yeah, like I'm literally bantering these little kids trying to get them off their game because I'm like, my brother and them, they need this. You know what I'm saying? Like they need this energy. They were too nice. My brother and them team, they were a bunch of good kids. They're a bunch of great kids still to this day. They're too nice. They needed some of the kids from my team because we was gonna talk. We was definitely gonna talk.
You just on my Pat Bev. That's it. Just one shit talking.
That's what I'm saying. You just needed one Pat Beverly. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was definitely willing to be that. And the best part was one of his teammates, like little brother, would just be right there with me, like my little pit bull. Like my man would just be over there, just screaming. Little kid just screaming. It was a
baseball game. Y'all could.
Aren't you supposed to cutting up?
I think are you supposed to be quiet? Is that like baseball etiquette?
I mean, it's really up to you. You know, you can be however loud you want to be, but like it's like you can scream at a pitcher while he's pitching if you want to, but if he strikes out your batter, who looks stupid? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's that type of thing. It's like, what really do you want? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, we stay quiet, like when they were pitching and all that. Might say stuff before it. But it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. That Little League baseball gets serious.
So I have one final question. I don't know if you have any more questions. It's kind of going all the way back to the beginning of what we talked about. So if you could create an anime series, which anime that's on now would it resemble?
That was a good question.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. So you're saying like if I could just create it, just period. Like if I could create one period. So I'm gonna be honest, neither of these are on right now, but like because I'm trying to like see which one that's like out now that I could also tie into this, because I've kind of thought about this, like a show like this would be cool, but I'm gonna say the old two and then maybe we can think of a new one that'll go well with this. So
you can tell us the original idea.
Yeah, well, Tokyo Ghoul and Death Note.
Okay.
Where it's like a ghoul is out here like trying to just go enact justice on the world, when you've got a bunch of other ghouls who are just trying to eat people, and you got people who are just like bad people, kind of like Code Geass a little bit, like, you know, he trying to do everything himself type of deal, you know what I'm saying, where it's like you've got people on his side who are good and bad, and people on the other side who are good and bad. So it's like I like that idea, kind of like Attack on Titan. You know what I'm saying? Because like you know, like I don't know. Have you guys watched the new season and everything and all that?
No, not the new one.
Oh, okay. Well, you know who Gabby is, right? The little girl.
Yeah.
So like Gabby, like, you know what I'm saying? Like in her mind, she's in the right on everything she's doing, but she's the same. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, so it's like, but she's, you know, she's right. You know what I'm saying? But she's literally the same person as Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the same people, all that type of stuff, but like she doesn't understand how they can be so different. You know what I'm saying? And neither does Aaron. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that idea is interesting to me, like, because I always tell people, I'm like, that's why I like anime shows so much. Like you can't have these type of characters when it's real people. You know what I'm saying? Because like we are people. You can't tell me that someone is compassionate and dark and like all the, like you can, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to like, convey that as like a real person. Like maybe after seeing the Batman, maybe Robert Pattinson can play all them type of roles and have 7,000 different personalities in one. You know what I'm saying? But like it's hard. I can't think of not too many actors who could do that. But in anime, you can. Right? This man Sasuke be out here acting like he hates everybody, but somehow married Sakura. Come on now. How you hate everybody but marry Sakura and your best friend's Naruto? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense because you got yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that just don't make any sense. So it's like it's just like things like that, like little things like that with anime like interest me. Like you can really make these characters have these different aspects on life, different views of life. Like like Nagato, you know what I'm saying? Like his whole village got destroyed. So he's like, cool, I'm gonna go enact that same pain on the people who did that to me and then do it to everybody else so that everybody feels it. And then maybe we won't have this problem no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you have like a person do that, you're just like
you just explained that whole show in like 2 seconds.
Well, but that's how it is, ain't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like but that's why I love them. You know what I mean? Like, because that's such like a real thing. But like you can't really convey that as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of mindset, like if you come off of first off, we're all just gonna be like, oh no, that's stupid. Oh no, that's this. Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, but when it's like anime, it's something that's not real. you know what I'm saying? You see like a character, you can already formulate in your mind like different things for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like, oh, you're like me. You know what I mean? Like I don't trust nothing that you're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's so hard to like get surprised in movies and stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I already know how this is gonna go. There's only one of two things that a human can do right here. You know what I'm saying? There's not too much, for thought, here. It's either gonna go this way or that way. You know what I mean?
Some sci-fi shit. I don't know. What else? It's only gonna be two options unless there's some weird shit going on.
Exactly. Like shoot, I seen Dune. Dune didn't, surprise me too much. I ain't see the old one, so I can't use that as an excuse. Like I already seen the movie or nothing.
Is it actually like good? I haven't. I know it's been on HBO for a minute right now.
It's
out.
Yeah. I mean, it is good. It's long and it's a complete setup movie, Like they really got a lot of hype because of how well they put together the movie. Like if you're somebody who watches movies and like cares about like the scenes, acting, like all that type, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's some cinematic shit in that movie. Like I'm telling you, like some of them scenes, like all this stuff, I'm like, bruh, whoever was filming, whoever was doing all this stuff, they are cold. Like they are really, really cold. So it's like things like that made it really, really enjoyable for me. But it was a complete setup movie for their next one, part 2.
Got it.
That's all they did.
But I mean, that is what because I'll be watching movies with him and be like, did you just see that cutscene? And be like, I did.
Yeah, we be
that's what we pay attention to.
So, yes, okay. and then you'll like it. It's like, did y'all see the Batman?
The newer one.
Not yet.
See, like it's like I was telling people. Because I was just telling my wife this because she's watched the other Batman movies and everything and like those ones and everything, and I was telling her like some of my friends like they were like, oh, this new Batman movie was like it was slow, and I'm like, well, like did you read Batman as a kid or anything, or like did you watch like Justice League or anything like that? And it was only the people who said they didn't, who was just like, nah, like I've seen the other movies, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, brother, you have no idea who Batman is. Because like Batman would never in his life go into a hotel, say, I'm buying this hotel and get in a pool with some Russian ballet dancers. That would never happen. It would never have happened. Like, that's not who Batman was. This man, Batman was out here telling Superman, I work alone. Like, that's who he was. You know what I mean? Like he was like, I don't need y'all help to save the world. Like, oh yeah, y'all got superpower. This man could really be in the room. Like people got to realize it. This man could really be in the room with Green Lantern, Hawkeye, freaking Flash, the Martian, Superman.
He's like, no, I'm straight.
He'll literally just be like, oh, he's like Wonder Woman. He's like, what do I need y'all for? It's like, come on, bro. This man would really, and he would really be like the first one getting there and all this stuff. Like, he's like, oh, y'all are late. But he ain't doing nothing. He ain't fighting nobody for real. He's over there, everybody fighting. Batman done already found his way in, diffused the situation, and we good to go. Like, don't even worry about it, guys. I got this. Like, and that's what I'm like, this new movie, like that's what it was. Like he was that type of Batman. I thought that's why I was like, my man Robert Pattinson, I got a lot of respect for him because I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them guys. I read the Twilight books when I was younger. I don't know why. I love vampires and werewolves. Like I'm like, that movie made them not look cool. But like I also thought the werewolves were cool because like the only werewolves that I like are ones that actually turn into wolves. Mm-hmm. I have a wolf dog, so I clearly like wolves. So it was like I like that, but like like the story and all that was cool or whatever. But like the movies obviously was they wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? But like it was just like that's all you thought of him as. And this man said, "Cool, I'm finna go do indie movies until I have enough film work to where I don't even care if that's all you see me as. I will just run the tape and say that's not who I am." You know what I'm saying? And then he gets like roles like this and he's like, really was in there acting his ass off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, things like that. I'm like, I appreciate in film. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my best friend growing up, like he literally is in LA right now. And he was working in like filming and doing some stuff with a YouTube channel out there. And then just went off on his own right now. So I was just like, like literally like watching him, like listening to him and all this stuff. Like he's giving me like little tips for my podcast and stuff and everything. And I'm just like, man, like, how would you even, you know what I'm saying? Like he came to the crib and filmed me like cooking one time. And I was like, bro, I would never even like think to do any of this stuff that you're doing right now. Like it just wouldn't even cross my mind. He's like, oh, this is just the best way, especially when it's coming from this angle to do this and this and stuff. I'm like, bro, what? I was like, so I'm not tripping when I see something nice in a movie and I'm like, whoever did that, they cold.
They did that. Yeah. That's how I was taking them video and film production classes. I was like, yeah, whoever doing that, they did that for sure.
Facts. I'm trying to tell you. And that's, I mean, because y'all know it, you know what I'm saying? Like even Euphoria. Fine. Like I be telling people, I'm like, the creators of Euphoria love movies. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not out here just making TV episodes each time. They want you to feel like this a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching something crazy. Because like everybody always is like, oh, I can't watch Euphoria. It's too much going on. It's too crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like it's not realistic. I'm like, bro, y'all act like y'all didn't watch Degrassi. You know, I'm like, if you didn't watch Degrassi, like, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like Degrassi was doing pretty much the same stuff in every single episode. People was dying in Degrassi.
Yeah, didn't Drake get shot?
That's what I'm saying. Drake got shot. Other dude killed himself and killed somebody else. Like the teacher was, you know, cheating on his wife or something. And the principal did this. People doing hardcore drugs and going to jail and stuff. Like it was crazy stuff happening in Degrassi. And everybody's like, oh, Rue does drugs. It's too much for me.
What? Cut it. In high school, cut it.
Yeah, I'm just like, did y'all not go to high school or something? Because I'm pretty sure the Catholic high school by me got drug busts for meth all the time. So I'm like, and they talked about our school like we was the problem. So I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm like, what are we talking about here? I'm like, Euphoria just sounds like it's somebody actually saying like, nah, this really would be going on in school and we just don't be caring. I was like, and we gonna make it as cinematic as possible to make y'all feel it.
I feel like that's most high school shows out now. It's like, have y'all been to high school? Because either this is exactly what's going on or nobody does this in high school. Unless I'm just old now and that's what they doing. And
that's what I be thinking. Is either somebody lying or I missed high school.
Yeah, I missed something.
And I think it's we getting old, to be honest. Cause I be even my little brother, bro. Like he's so different, like with so much stuff. I'm just like, bro, like what? I was like, y'all young cats, man. I don't know what do y'all care about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you know, I'm just like, this ain't nothing like how, you know, it was for me and any of my friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, we was ding dong ditching and doing stuff like that, like
egging houses and shit.
You feel me? Like if people still TP houses during homecoming, I'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't even think they do anymore.
I don't think they do.
Not my school. Cause I remember that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like, Sonic got the football games no more.
Man,
you feel me?
Niggas be going straight home after the game.
That's what I'm saying.
No hangout.
Man, we had where we go? We had, well, I mean, we only had McDonald's by us, and when I was in Wisconsin, but shoot, when I was in Cali though, we was like in and out every game, in and out of Wingstop, posted.
Oh, wait, Wingstop, man, you're right after the football game for sure.
Oh yeah, we had another spot. It's called Nathan's. It's like pancakes and stuff.
But you gonna say
hot dogs? Yeah, I thought you were talking about Nathan's hot dogs.
Nah, see, it was, and I don't even know. It might have been actually Nathan's hot dogs, but I don't think it was. It was like just called Nathan's. It was like a whole diner. It used to be posted there. Other schools be showing up, you know, all that, everything. It would be crazy. It'd be crazy, man. I'm trying to tell you.
In my city, like once the game in, every school had their own Sonic. So it's like if your rival school coming to your Sonic, it's what are you doing?
What you doing here? Yeah, you must have a problem. You know?
Like the fucking greasers or some shit.
Yeah. Facts. That's how it was my senior year. Man, we had a little thing at Wingstop because like we had cats, like we had our school was like really in 2 cities, but like really in just one. And most of the kids, like we were the charter school, and like then there was just like a normal school, and then there was like De La Salle, who's also in that city, but like you know, De La Salle is De La Salle. Yeah. But like it was we for whatever reason, everybody went to the same Wingstop that night. And boy, when I'm telling you, it was just a matter of time because it ain't like, you know, everybody had either said something, liked something, retweeted something off of like Twitter or something like that about somebody who that somebody knew, all this type of stuff and everything. Man, we over there not even doing nothing crazy, all that type of stuff. But like, it was just funny, you know, how quick things just get brought up and then all of a sudden, oh, time to leave. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Things getting thrown, all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, time for us to get out of Wingstop. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, that was funny, man. High school is different. I swear it has to be different because there's no way. I'm over here thinking about but that was when we just had Twitter. We was just getting Instagram and stuff, but I had Twitter. That was it.
I barely was on Facebook.
You feel me? Like I was barely on Facebook at that point. Like I was just on Twitter. And
the ignorance of Twitter back in the day.
Man, you could barely do anything. Now on Twitter, man.
I don't even have a Twitter no more. Like that shit over with.
Man, like it's crazy. That's what I'm like, bro. Like what type of I don't even know what type of life, you know, kids be living nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm literally raising a child and I'm like, man, like what, you know what I'm saying? Like what is really gonna be his world? You know what I'm saying? Like, because we got, you know, we have friends who are like, oh, we don't let the kids watch TV, none of this stuff, blah, blah, everything. And it's like, yeah, I feel that. It's like, we don't, you know, just sit him in front of TV and let him watch stuff neither. And that's why, you know, he learns and stuff, he does all that. But it's like, man, like, it's so much stuff to get into. And me and my agent actually had like this conversation. Like I was, because I used to drive back from Cincinnati all the way back here to Texas. So like I would just call him, my wife, fam, all that, friends, whatever. And I used to actually stop in Nashville and I would usually just stay with Mike for like the night and then just dip. But I was just like, man, like, do we think all this technology is a bad thing? Or is it a good thing? Or do we not know yet? And I was like, and I like literally would just have the conversation with everybody and like had it with some of my friends and all that type of stuff. Like, it's just so interesting because like you look at it and you're like, well, of course, just off the top of your head, you're like, nah, there's no way all this is bad. Like, think of everything good that comes out of it. But then on the other hand, you look at it and you're like, think of all the negativity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, has it taken away from people doing this or doing that or being able to, all this type of things? Like, if I'm a kid, like from age 10 on, I could think I could literally be president. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Donald Trump was president. It's no longer, bro, when I was a kid, bro, thinking I could be the president, like just anybody, you know, that I knew, like it was no, we could be the president. If you tell a kid today going to college on a college, you know, academic scholarship that they can't be president, they'll be like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be like, all I got to do is finish out and not do anything dumb, you know, and or do something dumb and still probably got a good chance. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just tweet my way there. Like it's just like it's all that stuff. Like so it's like it was just interesting to like hear what other people were saying, like what the ideas were and all that type of stuff. Like, is all of this good or bad? You know what I'm saying? Because is it like a time will tell type of thing? Like, do we know whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's so, I don't know. In my opinion, it's too early to tell because it's like, you don't know what could go on there.
Time will tell because kids got to grow up for us to really know. Can you think about it?
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that technology is gonna set us back. Like it's so advanced and like everybody gets so ahead of themselves. It's like something's gonna bite us in the ass.
Yeah,
so that's why it's like it's good now, but how long is this shit gonna be good?
Because it's like I kind of tend to agree with you on that, because it's like I feel like yes, we gotta wait and see too, and then it's just like, bro, like even like the whole NFTs and the metaverse stuff and everything. I'm like,
I hate it.
But it's like, and some of my friends are like trying to like really get me into it. And I'm like, I'm trying to learn because I hate being behind on things. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate missing out on stuff, especially now. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's just like, well, let me do my own research. You know what I'm saying? There's enough info out there on pretty much everything. Yeah. I don't want to like just not know something because I don't know it. You know what I mean? So like, I was like, let me do the research, all this type of stuff. And I'm like, man, like, all I'm seeing is just easier ways for people to get like disconnected. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm seeing. And that's why like y'all do. And like podcasting and stuff is, I think, like one of the best things to come out of like technology and stuff in like a long time. Cause it's like anybody can do this. And all you have to do is just have a little bit of technology and just look up how to do stuff, all this type of thing. Like, and you can just share experience, you can share, knowledge, you can ask questions, you can learn stuff, all just by, sitting there listening to something or watching something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, to me, like that's big. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think is the good parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, most of the cooking and stuff that I learned, I tell people this all the time, I learned this stuff on TikTok and Instagram. Like that's all I learned it on. Like I found good guys to learn from. I watched all their stuff. I saw what they did. I said, okay, and now what works for me? What do I like? All this type of stuff. And I put my own spins on stuff and it's going good so far. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying like figure this stuff out on my own or any of that type of stuff. Like, nah, like I used, resources and all that type of thing and went from there, so.
I just thought we forgot to do the this or that Snapchat story or Instagram reel.
Those TikToks or Instagram.
Oh, TikToks or Instagram reels.
For me, TikTok. My wife would be Instagram reels. That's how that would go. Because I love, man. I love TikTok. I love TikTok, bro. Like TikTok is like it's like Coco Melon for adults. Coco Melon for adults. That thing got crack in it.
I don't know.
And I feel like Instagram.
I could scroll through the Instagram reels all day.
See, and but I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Guys and TikTok is every single time. Like guys watch TikTok and like girls love Instagram reels. I'm like, but like to me, I don't understand what the difference is. I'm like, because what's crazy is I will not get on Instagram and watch reels. Like I just won't do it. Like I don't get on there. I don't know if it's because I'm like, it's just gonna be a bunch of Instagram stuff or what. Like I just have not done it one time. I don't know if they have funny stuff on there or anything. You know what I'm saying? I just watch TikTok
type shit.
I just think it kind of like when you on Instagram, if you press one reel, you kind of get stuck on scrolling through all of them because you're already scrolling through Instagram. You just get stuck. That's all it is.
Now you watching reels.
Yeah, now you watching reels.
Yeah. See, that's funny. I don't know. I gotta maybe I just need to actually like watch some Instagram reels and that'll be what does it.
You gonna go back to TikTok, bro. Trust me. They just keep repeating like it's the same sound over and over again.
See, yeah, I'm gonna stay on TikTok. TikTok be doing me justice.
But I guess before we get out of here, I do want to ask one more question. It's a pretty simple question. We're gonna start ending shows like this. Who, like for the people that's gonna probably see this and reshare and all this stuff, who is Kahlil Mckenzie?
Oh man. Go from TikToks. See, yeah, no, I gotta sit up for that. I mean, I'm just speak for real. I mean, I'm a husband, I'm a dad, I'm a brother, son, and really just that's it. I play football. I love to cook food. I love to be a people person. I love my friends. That's it. Like, yeah. I really love my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, I'm somebody who wants to see everyone I know do the best that they can at whatever it is they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got, friends who work in supply chain to food chain to brick and mortar to laying brick and mortar to athlete to celebrity to singer to everything. You know what I'm saying? People that just do everything in all walks of life. And I'm like, bro, if you're happy, you know what I'm saying? That's all I care about, one. And then two, get everything you can out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like life is just an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here for a finite amount of time. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want everybody to win. I want everybody to be that best version of themselves. And I don't know. I want people to love each other. I really do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not on no like cliche, nothing like that. But it's just like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we all why can't we all get along? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like, I tell people that all the time about me. Like, you can come into my house from any type of walk of life that you're in. I promise you, I ain't never had nobody have no problems with each other ever. You gonna get along and you might become best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just really might meet somebody who's completely different than you in all aspects of life, and y'all might just become best friends. You know what I'm saying? You might come and hear something that you just needed to hear that day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just because somebody just wanted to bring up something. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what, I say my name means good friend. My mom loves to tell people. I think that's I think that's the best description of me. You know what I'm saying? I try and be a good friend, try and be a good husband, try and be a good dad. You know what I'm saying? Try and be a good son, try and be a good brother, good teammate, just overall good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I tell people all the time, like, because like, I post a lot of just stuff about me and everything like that. Like, people are always like, man, like, why do you don't have to post so much, like, just let, kind of whatever happens, all that type of thing. I'm like, well, yeah, I could. I'm also like confident in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with like letting people in, because you never know what type of person like needs to see this stuff. You never know what type of person like can identify with something, needs that encouragement, or to see somebody else doing something to let them know, like, yeah, it can be done. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have no problem with that. I want people to talk to me. I want people to want to engage with me and things like that. So like, that's cool to me. It's not something where I'm like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, like, I don't want this attention, all that type of stuff. Like, sure, everybody wants to live their life in private and cool and all that type of stuff. I don't want my business all out there, anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if you got a question for me, if you want to talk to me, if you just want to share something, all that type of stuff, I want you to feel like you could do that with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have that conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, because I actually changed my major in college, like 6 credits away from graduation. And I was like, I was in sports marketing, and like, I wanted to take a lot of different classes while I was in college that I never was able to take, either because of football or just, because I just couldn't. I'll leave it at that. And what's it called? So like, I just told them, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like, I literally had finished a sports law class, and I was like, I'm reading about all these things about why this sport became a sport, or how people were actually being able to be included in sports and all, and like reading about these things. And I'm like, bro, sports are horrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, these like people are terrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I had, you know, great teachers and all that who didn't sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? Like they let you know like really what it was. And I was like, I don't know if like this is what I want to, you know, like even now, like I'm like, I wouldn't be mad if I worked in sports and all that type of stuff, but like, well, I clearly work in sports, but in like a different way. But like, it was like, man, I don't know if I want this to be like, excuse me, what I say, like I'm proficient, you know what I'm saying? Like I've learned, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's what I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool working there and doing all this stuff, but like saying what I want to just keep learning about, you know what I'm saying? Like this was not fun. And I switched to communications, and everyone's like, oh, it's the easy major, of course. And I was like, well, I like literally am so far away from graduation now because I switched when I was almost done with my degree. And two, I'm like, what's the biggest problem in the world today? Communicating. Yeah. We don't talk to each other. Nobody talks to each other. So I'm like, why not, instead of everyone going to like either finance or nursing or all these types of things, math, like whatever. I don't know.
Non-talking ass subjects.
Exactly. I'm like, why are you going into spaces where there are already millions of people in them? You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. We always need more, all this type of stuff. And I'm not, you know, I'm not people. My sister's a teacher. Like I said, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking nobody going into these professions because you need them. You know what I'm saying? You always need more people and all this type of stuff. But if it's not your passion, like teaching is my sister's passion. She went to school. She was her RA on her floor. She only wanted to be a teacher. She went to Memphis because she said, I want to go somewhere where my teaching is going to matter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She was teaching on Orange Mound her first years in Memphis on Orange Mound. You know what I'm saying? So like, she was like, I want to teach. You feel me? She's like, I want to teach. You know what I'm saying? So like, that was her passion. But if you're going into teaching because you want to go to the best school and teach like the best children and all this stuff, so go do something else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly there's already somebody doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you should want to do. If you, I only want to just be I want to be the world's best neurosurgeon. Okay, cool. I that's fine. But there's already somebody there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that we still have more of them when I need that, probably. You know what I'm saying? But like, you don't have to do that. Find something that really you enjoy, something that is really going to make some type of impact, and do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, communication was the only thing that made sense to me. Because like, I looked at some other stuff and everything like that, but I was like, what's the biggest problem in the world? What would I enjoy? And what do I actually see myself having some type of impact on? Communicate with people, talk to people. You know what I'm saying? If I can take classes on how to do that better, so be it. That sounds great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds great to me. Learn how to bring people together, learn how to make people want to talk to each other, all this type of stuff more. That sounds like a good idea. But yeah, that's probably the longest anybody's ever going to talk about who is themselves and not really even give you an answer.
That was actually like a really good answer. Like, that was actually better than I expected, honestly. I actually love that.
I would say out of that, I got an overall good person. Yeah. And your mama knew who she was naming when she named you.
Very true.
I know she did. That's my mama.
So do you have anything else for Mr. K-Mac?
I don't. I'll just say I'm a fan of your Instagram stories.
I appreciate it. You know, I try and do right by the people. You know what I'm saying? I try and do right by the people.
I stay sensitive to her, but I appreciate you for having taken out time to be on the show with us. We really do appreciate that. Like, seriously, got to know more about Mr. K-Mac. Wrapping up another episode of my podcast. This time it's just me and Swirly. I don't know how she likes saying her name, but and then we're gonna catch y'all on the next episode. So we're gonna holler at y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man.
Get it really right smooth. Get it really right smooth. Huh, Al? Why don't we find out?